did this verse, Atmaramascha Muniyo Nigranta Pirukrame Kurvantya Haitukim Bhaktim Itam Bhuto Guno Hari. Okay, so Srila Gurudev and our Acharyas give commentary of this verse. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave commentary of this verse to Srila Sanatana Goswami in Sanatana Shiksha. So we'll discuss this commentary, okay? Atmaramascha Muniyo Nirgranta Pirukrame Kurvantya Haitukim Bhaktim Itam Bhuto Guno Hari. So Atmaramas, we'll do it word for word. In Sanskrit, one word may have many different synonyms. And so there can be many different interpretations of the scriptural texts. That's why books like Vedanta Sutra, which are very complex, but also very concise, can be interpreted in many ways. That's why different teachers give many commentaries. But if you look at the full context of the verse, as well as the surrounding texts and scriptural passages, then you can understand the real meaning. So Atmaramascha Muniyo, however, has a fairly simple meaning. Atmarama means many things. Atma can mean the body or the mind or the self, but really in this case, Atma can mean the supreme Brahman. Okay, but in this case, Atmaramascha Muniyo Nirgranta Pirukrame. Okay, Munayo means someone who is a Muni, which means generally someone who is equipoised. Muni also means who is absorbed in meditation, or who is like a transcendentalist or a thinker, okay, or sage. So that is Munayo. Nirgranta means someone who is free of granta. Granta means a knot. So this refers to the knots of karma or the bondage of material existence. This is a granta. So nirgranta means someone who is free of this bondage of material entanglement. Nirgranta. So the first three words, Atmaramas, 4. Atmaramas cha muniyo nirgranta. Atmaramas means someone who is satisfied within the self. Ramas means someone who is experiencing satisfaction or pleasure. So Atmaramas means someone who is experiencing pleasure within the Atma, the self. Muniyo means someone who is a great sage. And nirgranta means they are free of material entanglement, the bondage of material entanglement. So these three words here are like descriptors of the subject of the verse. The Atmaramas, the Munayo, and nirgranta. Okay? Atmaramas, Munayo, nirgranta, api urukrame. Then urukrame. Who knows urukrama? Yeah. So urukrama means the personality who performs the most amazing activities. And specifically it refers to Lord Vamandev, because kram means step. So urukram means one who is performing very great activities, but specifically it refers to Lord Vaman, who is one of the incarnations of Lord Vishnu. And he appeared, and with 3 steps he covered the entire universe. With 1 step, the 7 upper planetary systems, with 1 step, 7 lower planetary systems, and with the final step he placed it on Bali Maharaj's head, who surrendered to him. And in this way, he took back what had been stolen from the demigods, returned it to the devas, and so he was given this name Urukram, because he was in a very small dwarf form, but still with his 3 steps, he covered the entire universe. So this is Urukrama, so it means someone who does very amazing activities, okay? Kurvanti. Kurvanti means someone who is acting, but for the pleasure of someone else, not for their own pleasure. So Kurvanti means action, but not for one's own sake. In Hindi you call it karvana, karvana means do it through someone else. But it means, Kurvanti in Sanskrit means you do it without any sense of self benefit, for someone else's sake. Okay, ahaitukim. Ahaitukim means causeless. So then in the commentary, it's described. First you describe what is the meaning of hetu. And then you can understand ahaituki. Hetu means what has some material cause. So then in the commentary they go through the different kinds of material causes. What are those? It generally comes under 3 categories, okay? Bhukti, mukti, and siddhi. Bhukti means material enjoyment. So any kind of material enjoyment or happiness you can get in this world, that is one kind of hetu. So when you do some activity, you do it for some material enjoyment. That is called hetu. Then that is bhukti, sense enjoyment in this world. Then siddhi. Siddhi means some mystic perfection. But the siddhis are very amazing. Like if you look at kind of superhero qualities, then those are the mystic perfections. So some of the perfections, by great austerity, you can achieve yogic perfections. You can become weightless, so you can defy the laws of gravity. You can become in a very tiny form, or you can become in a huge form, like a giant. It said you can even control the laws of nature. You can manipulate even the laws of physics or matter. Then you can even control other living entities, control their thoughts. You can acquire whatever you want. This is called like prapti. Like it said, you can find some kind of so-called gurus who are just really like yogis, but who are not interested in transcendental life, and they can manifest like Rolexes. But they're sitting in one place in India, and then they just go like this, okay, a Rolex appears. But then reports go that, in this shop at that time, very mysteriously, a Rolex just disappeared. So they're not creating the Rolex, like they're taking it from some shop in another country. But this is the power of prapti. So you can get that power. Then you can have the power to even, this is one of the biggest ones, you can get so powerful that you can move planets in outer space just by your desire. And then another one, you can even create your own planet. So some great yogis will create their own planets. And some ones can even move other planets. That's why Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, these two great demons in Satyuga, they became so powerful by their austerities that they were able to move the earth from its proper orbit into the lower regions of the cosmic creation. And they moved the earth way down into Sutala Loka, which is one of the lower planetary systems. So this is by their mystic powers. This is one of the siddhis. So this is one of the hetus. One of the reasons why we do things to achieve some different results. So either material enjoyment or position, like we want to become in some high position in this world. That's a material bhukti desire, or some kind of enjoyment. Then there's the siddhis, the mystic perfections. So we discussed those. These are like supernatural powers, like superhero powers. You see in like superhero movies. All these powers are actually attainable. We should not think we cannot achieve these. And Krishna says in the Bhagavatam, akamo sarvakamo va. If you want these things, you can worship me and get them. I'll give them to you. You want to be able to juggle the planets in space? Then I'll give it to you. Krishna can give that. Or he can give you the power to be like a king in this world, or the king in heaven, or even the creator Brahma. So these are all different hetus. Then the next hetu is called mukti. It means liberation. So there are 5 kinds of liberation. You can get a planet like God's himself, where you can enjoy like God. You can get a body, a form just like God's. You can be in the same planet with the Lord. You can be one of his associates, right? Or you can merge into his own form. It's called Sayujya Mukti. But it said the devotees never accept these. Diyamanam nagrananti vinamat sevanam yata. The devotees never accept this. They only desire his loving service. So why is that? So now we're getting to the real crux of the verse. Okay? Kurvanti ahaitukim bhakti means those Atmarama sages, those sages who are satisfied in the self, who are munis, who are great sages, who are nirgranta, free of any material desires, still they worship Krishna with pure devotion, and they are completely attracted to him and only want to be with him. So why is that? What is that mystery? Kurvanti ahaitukim bhakti means they do bhakti to Krishna without any cause. Ahaituki means there's no cause to their bhakti. They're not doing it for bhukti, they're not doing it for mukti, they're not doing it for siddhi. So it's said that Krishna is so attractive, he is so beautiful and attractive that he completely captures the minds of these liberated sages. Atmaramas chamunaya nirgranta means they're already on the liberated stage. They're already liberated. And yet Krishna is so beautiful and attractive, as soon as they hear about Krishna or come in contact with Krishna, then they'll be attracted to him. So it's said, of the liberated souls, a devotee of Narayan is very rare. And of those devotees of Narayan, devotee of Krishna is very rare. It's because most of them are not interested. They do not come in contact directly with Krishna. However, if by chance they come in contact with something related to Krishna, then they'll become attracted. And that attraction is so powerful, they lose all desire for even mukti, even liberation. What to speak of? Bhukti and siddhi. So it's said that if we take all the enjoyment in this world, all the bhukti, all the different kinds of enjoyment we can get in this world, it's may seem like a great amount of happiness or enjoyment. But that ananda or happiness becomes just like the water in the footprint of a calf, compared to the enjoyment in heaven. And the enjoyment in heaven becomes like the water in the foot of a calf compared to the enjoyment that the yogis get from the siddhis. And the enjoyment that the yogis get in siddhis becomes, even though it's like an ocean of bliss, it becomes like a teeny bit of water compared to the enjoyment of liberation, Brahmananda. And that Brahmananda, it said, that these Atmaramas Munis are enjoying, it becomes, that which seems like an ocean, becomes just like a drop of water compared to the bliss, which is the ocean of pleasure, the reservoir of pleasure, Sri Krishna. That's why Prabhupada wrote a book called Krishna, the Reservoir of Pleasure. So that's why this verse is very important. This verse is Srimad Bhagavatam 1.7.10. Said this verse is very important because it shows that Krishna is attractive not only to like the Brijabasis, but even the liberated souls who are satisfied in themselves, even they are attracted to Sri Krishna. So then a few examples are given. The example of the four Kumaras. The four Kumaras were absorbed in the bliss of Brahman. But simply by, one time Narad Rishi brought them the tulasi and chandan that had been offered to the feet of Lord Narayan. And when they did not directly receive that, but the fragrance of that tulsi and chandan made them go completely mad in desire to be with Sri Krishna or Lord Narayan. So they were so eager to see him, they immediately went to Vaikuntha. And when they were halted at the gates by Jai and Vijay, even for a moment, they were so eager to see him that they cursed them. Why are you stopping us from seeing our beloved Lord? So it said, just by smelling the fragrance of that tulsi and chandan, all their atmaram, all their satisfaction in the self was washed away. All their brahmananda was washed away. It became, even though they were completely blissful, that bliss was immeasurable. Still, it became just like a drop of water compared to that bliss of their attraction to Sri Krishna. Then another example is Sukadev Goswami. So they were attracted by smelling his prasadam. Then Sukadev Goswami, he was attracted by hearing Krishna Lila. That he was also described to be like Atmarami Muni. And he was wandering in the forest. And then his father sent hunters into the forest after teaching them sweet Bhagavatam verses describing Krishna's glories and pastimes. And playing the flute and singing these verses, then Sukadev Goswami was attracted. So even though Sukadev Goswami was a liberated soul, devoid of any desires, he was attracted by just hearing the glories of Krishna and his pastimes. It said Rukmini, she was also attracted simply by hearing the glories of Krishna. And the gopis were attracted simply by seeing the beautiful form of Krishna. So it said that all kinds of liberated souls are attracted to Sri Krishna. And therefore, we should understand that this opportunity we have to have a relationship with Krishna is not something that is being forced upon us. This is something I want to discuss, okay? Ahaituki bhakti is something that is an opportunity for us, that Krishna is providing. Especially in this age, Mahaprabhu has given us the highest opportunity of Unatu Ujjvala Rasva Bhakti Shriyam. Serving Srimati Radhika and having her moods and being in a relationship with Krishna and Madhurya Ras. It was not present in other times. It is very rare. And it's a very special opportunity. And sometimes people think like, oh, I have to do this. But we should realize that this universe is like a playground for the living entities in which we can fulfill all our different desires. We can have, it's said that there are unlimited types of material enjoyments that can be enjoyed through the 8,400,000 species of life. And then we can enjoy the mystic perfections, we can enjoy the enjoyment of liberation, we can be like a king in heaven or on this world. We can have all these different opportunities, and if we want, and if we even worship Krishna or through other activities, we can achieve them. But we should understand that Krishna is so beautiful and so attractive and so sweet, so full of nectar, that even liberated souls give up everything and run after him. So then this special opportunity is therefore shown to be so wonderful. Kurvanta haitukim bhaktim. And what is that ahaituki bhakti that the sages give up? They give up everything for a haituki bhakti, causeless devotion. So that causeless devotion matures in its final state to what's called Svarup Siddha Bhakti. Bhakti, pure devotion in your eternal spiritual form of your soul, as Krishna's parent or like a parent or his friend or his beloved. And in that relationship, you achieve complete happiness and fulfillment. So that's why this verse is very special, because it's showing us that this is not something that's being forced upon us. This is an opportunity we have, and it's like an opportunity to reach our highest spiritual potential and be completely happy. And even the great sages leave everything for this. Okay?